Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here at your service, broadcasting live high above beautiful Underwood Avenue in downtown Dundee in the KFAB Penthouse studio. Thank you for joining us. You're not going to find another show that discusses what we do, and that is the growth and development of Omaha, real estate and construction, business expansion, really anything related to Omaha becoming more vibrant, more prosperous, and maybe a little more fun. Big shout out to our title sponsors. They are Cheer Athletics, the nation's #1 all-star cheer gym, along with Dingman's Collision Center, auto body, and mechanical needs for metro area locations. Without any further ado, time to bring on my co-host, a man who's a legendary real estate deal maker from NAI, NP Dodge, Trenton Magid.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, everyone.
Well, it's a great time of year right now. It's a little unseasonably chilly, which makes everyone think, oh my gosh, this is fall. And I understand, Amy and you went to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, that was the first, I think, in a long time. I may have gone there once when it was not what it is today. 400 acres, 55 acres of pumpkins. But I was amazed. They're not giving anything away over there, but they step up and they make it better every
20 years.
Every year they supposedly have like a new attraction or something like that. But there are a lot of people. I was looking online afterwards, 250 to 300,000 people in like 60 or 65 days that they're open each year.
Yeah, that's crazy. In fact, I didn't even realize they're open yet, but it makes sense. I usually go about once a year, but you hadn't been there in many years.
No, I didn't even recognize it.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. Hey, another big event happening this week is the Rockbrook Village Art Fair. And it's a great event, but we bring it up because our very own Brad Williams will be exhibiting there. Brad does a lot for us here at Grow Omaha. He's a frequent guest host and our top photographer here in Grow Omaha. Well, he does these beautiful artistic shots. Some of them are Omaha, skyline and buildings and the Omaha landscape, but he also does a lot of nature shots. And so stop by the Rockbrook Art Fair, say hi to Brad Williams. You can meet him, look at his beautiful work. If you want to go today at Rockbrook, it's open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then tomorrow, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
He always has a great booth at BradWilliamsPhotography.com if you want to see his handiwork and very professional. And what he does for Grow Omaha is amazing. So thank him for everything he does for us and for the community.
And just a shout out to our newsletter. It's not really a shout out. It's more of a reminder. Make sure if you don't yet get the newsletter to sign up. You can do that at growomaha.com. When you're there are multiple places to sign up for the newsletter. You can also just send an email to news@growomaha.com and say, please sign me up. But I want to mention something about the newsletter that's really important. Every week we have several people that say, oh, I'm not getting the newsletter anymore, even though I signed up, or I was getting it. One of the things I want everyone to know is that we send this out to about 25,000 people all at once using a bulk email service. And you got all these different receiving emails that have different rules about bulk email, and they're worried about spam and all this sort of thing. They have firewalls. So it's not uncommon for a person to get the newsletter, then suddenly it doesn't show up. If that's happening to you, one of the things that you can do is put news@growomaha.com in your address book as if it were a person, news@growomaha.com, because that's the email that sends it. And if all else fails, we always put each newsletter on the website. So you can go to the navigation bar, click on newsletter, and the current one and all the old ones are there.
And also you have to remember that everything we do is free to the public. So our gracious sponsors cover the bills. And that allows you to sign up yourself and your friends because it's a plethora of information, 14 contributors, and whether you're looking at the newsletter, which just comes out on Thursdays, or the website, or listen to this show, we love to have you follow us and talk about us.
Well, let's get into our news of the week, our Omaha Growth and Development news. As always, it's sponsored by Eagle Mortgage. They are the premier mortgage broker here in town. And when we say mortgage broker, We're saying they are people who meet with their clients, the borrowers, and then match them with the best bank, the best lending solution possible. So when you go to Eagle Mortgage, you sit down with one of their mortgage brokers. They learn about you and what you want to do and what your finances are all about, and then match you, like I said, with the best loan. So Eagle Mortgage can help you, whether it's a traditional VA, FHA, many other different types of loans as well. Been doing this for a long time, and you can stop by Eagle Mortgage in person at 114th and Dodge, or go to their website at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Well, Lauritsen Gardens has announced that the Marjorie K. Doherty Conservatory will be reopening to the public on September 20th, coming up here pretty soon, following a two-phase renovation which upgraded the facility's functionality and allows for a new collection of rare and remarkable plants. So this is that big, cool indoor greenhouse thing.
Yeah.
You got to keep it up and keep it nice. And so you can go back and visit it again starting September 20th.
There's also a European car show tomorrow afternoon. Check that out at Lauritsen Gardens. I went last year, and it's a neat thing.
And then earlier this summer, Lauritsen Gardens opened this amazing, huge kids play area, outdoor play area. So if you have kids or grandkids, that would be a good spot to take them and check out and see what that's all about. We have progress on the Mueller. That is a 4-story apartment building planned for 22nd and Howard Street. That's kind of a little neighborhood pocket of downtown Omaha with quite a bit of density. A different developer just finished a 5-story apartment building there within the last year. But you may recall earlier this year, we had the developers of the Mueller on the show. Their names are Brian and Lee Mueller, and they're the ones that moved here from Boston, and we highlighted them. Anyway, this is going to be a 38-unit thing. They have broken ground, a lot of work going on there. Lundross is the contractor, and construction on that is coming along pretty nicely. So Trenton, we have a bunch of downtown and urban core development projects that went through planning board this week. And we're going to kind of bring everyone up to speed on those. And some of them are, well, they're all cool, but some of them will have a pretty big impact on what's going on downtown. Okay, so the first one is about a third of an acre parcel at 32nd and Pacific Street. There was a really cool old residential building that sat on that corner for a while. Unfortunately, it was destroyed in a fire and had to be brought down. But Scott Simrad, who has Urban Village.
Yeah, with Jerry Reimers.
Yeah, he's doing a few projects, and this is one of them. He had a few projects go through planning board this week. This will be a 3-story apartment building. The first floor will house the parking garage, which is becoming very common with a lot of these infill projects they're doing lately. 20 residences located on the upper 2 floors, and a variety of efficiency 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom units. Just about a block away.
Wait, that's only on a third of an acre?
Oh, yeah, that's urban Omaha these days.
You know, Urban Village, shout out to those guys, Scott Simrad and Jerry Reimers. They've been in this for a long time now, and they are amazing what they have done in that area, really cleaned up a lot of neighborhoods, and they go far out west as well with larger projects as well. I was
going to tell you, just a block to the north of this site was the birthplace of the famous actor Marlon Brando.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from Omaha. And you want to know how I know that? I went, when I was looking all this stuff up, getting ready for the show, I just saw it on the map and it said birthplace of Marlon Brando. I mean, I knew he was from Omaha. So I looked up, it's just someone's house.
Yeah.
So I wonder if but it's marked on the map. I wonder if people come by and be like, are you related to Marlon Brando? Probably not.
I doubt there's a hospital there at the time.
Fair. So Scott Simrad, the same guy we were just talking about, has some other things up his sleeve that went through planning board this week. He plans to build a 3-story apartment building at 32nd and Leavenworth Street. And this is a 3.5 acre site, Trenton, so way bigger than the other one. And I'm excited about this one because it is currently a used car lot. And it is on this strip of Leavenworth Street, which is rapidly transforming. I mean, I don't know. You ever go down Leavenworth Street?
You know, we've talked about this, and 10, 15 years ago, it was like Leavenworth, lock your doors when you're going down it. And I've sold a few buildings on that street. And what's amazing is there's still a lot of parts of it that need help, but a lot of those are in developers' hands like this one.
Yeah, and it's moving rapidly. Like and I'm talking Leavenworth from Saddle Creek to downtown. And like Trenton said, that was the no-go zone for a while.
Right.
But it is apartment building after apartment building, retail storefronts, like that area just
the triangle,
the triangle just west of Park Ave. All sorts of stuff going there. And this is really kind of close to that whole triangle area. So I think you're going to continue to see more and more of that as Leavenworth transforms. Just a few blocks to the west of that is a former dollar store that's been demolished. A really cool building going in there. Just a couple blocks west of that on the south side of the street, there was another used car dealership that recently shut down. That's going to become a 4 or 5 story apartment.
And this is the case where incentives, whether it's tax increment financing, which is TIF, and then historic tax credits and PACE, which is for energy efficiency and stuff like that. Those are very good uses of incentives to really continue transforming Leavenworth corridor.
Yeah, and it'll be fun to see what happens in that corridor and how it continues to grow and development. But it is fueled in large part because it connects the Med Center and downtown, and just to the north of it is all of the great stuff happening in Midtown. Habitat for Humanity plans to build new housing on vacant lots near 26th and Corby Street in North O. It is directly east of the City of Omaha's Fleet Maintenance Facility, if you're familiar with that. Plans call for 27 housing units consisting of single-family attached and detached houses and townhomes. Building sizes range quite a bit in that area. They got $1.7 million in tax increment financing, $7 million project altogether. Construction will begin in October and be complete by August of next year.
It's so great to go to those areas and see brand new homes, landscaping, and urban renewal, and it just has such a great sense of community.
Well, and here's another one that we wrap up with just like that, another great urban infill project. The planning department approved a 28-unit subdivision east of 40th and Franklin Street. Holy Name Housing Corporation is involved in this. They do great work. 28 two-bedroom townhome units on 2.8 acres of land, and this will be adjacent to the NRD Beltline Trail, which is
cool.
That Beltline Trail in North O is generating a lot of collateral real estate development, which is pretty encouraging.
That's
pretty
the
exciting.
former railroad track, or
Beltline Railroad Track. Yeah, that was the one that went up, kind of worked its way up through from South Omaha into North Omaha through Midtown. At one time, went trains right on the western edge of UNMC.
Wow.
And even in the UNMC area, if you kind of look at a map, you're like, oh, yeah, I can tell there was a railroad track there because they're just the way the development patterns have not completely covered it up.
Great use of that strip.
Yes, indeed. Okay, just a couple other quick stories before we wrap up news of the week today. The first one, Child Saving Institute and Children's Square USA, two Omaha nonprofits, have merged together. And together they have a combined 275 years of history serving Omaha.
We'll take it.
Oh, I thought you looked like you were going to say something. The merger is expected to expand support for children and families across the metro. Now, CSI, Child Saving Institute, we've been talking about them a lot in the last year or two because they've done a huge expansion of their primary facility right at Saddle Creek Road and Dodge Street. Looks awesome. It's pretty much about done right now. The combined organizations will operate under the Child Saving Institute name.
You have to appreciate Omaha's stakeholders, and we talk about them a lot on this show, but there are a wide group of people and from all different walks of life, and not just the buildings, but the social services and the outreach. And if you have any issues, whether it's mental or physical or financial, there's a lot of resources. Ask around because people are generous in Omaha, and I love that sense of community.
Absolutely. And we wrap up today with one little feel-good story. We're going to have a ceremonial official ribbon cutting event hosted by the City of Omaha coming up on September 10th, which is only a few days away. And that is to cut the ribbon on the Baby Bob Bridge, the $7.5 million connector bridge. Some say it's a bridge to a bridge, and it is, but it's a very important bridge to a bridge. It will be Like I said, September 10th, 2 p.m. if you want to stop by. And you might be thinking, oh, isn't that open? Yeah, it opened last spring. But sometimes it takes a while to do these official ceremonial things.
It's been a soft opening, ladies and gentlemen, for a year.
Half-year soft opening. So, but it is a great project. The Baby Bob itself is 1,100 feet long. So that's not bad for a baby bridge. But the real Bob Carey pedestrian bridge over the big river is even longer. If you haven't been down in that area, right on the riverfront by the Bob Carey Bridge and the Baby Bob, it's really great. And the Baby Bob has further activated it. I've walked it a couple times this summer. There's just people all over the place, and it attracts tourists.
And if you did not think of the Baby Bob, the Chili's advertisements while we were talking about that, you are alone.
Or maybe it means you don't watch a lot of TV.
Or commercials.
With that, we wrap up the news of the week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. When we come back, it's going to be, well, more news of the week. We don't have a guest this week, so Trent and I are going to go through a lot of different Grow Omaha discussion topic things. Coming up, we're going to talk about what's going on at the airport. We're going to talk about new power generation and even more exciting things than that. So stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Good information. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be content heavy show today, folks.
Excuse me.
We haven't had a no guest show, I don't think,
In a long time.
since spring, because for some reason we go through little phases. Like every once in a while, it's like you're like, gosh, I wish I could get a guest to come. We went through a phase from spring through last week where we were overwhelmed with requests.
Yeah.
And we're packed every.
We like this. Hopefully you like this.
I like both. You know, it's easier to prepare for a guest show because you know they will send in their discussion topics that they want to talk about, or we have things we want to ask them.
Right.
But it's kind of fun just to kind of get into more topics for Grow Omaha.
Yeah.
Like in the third segment, we're going to do this. This will be fun. I've got two. Oh, not that. We got for the third segment. One of the things I want to talk about is visualcapitalist.com has these things, number of billionaires in every state, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
And states adding or losing billionaires between 2015 and 25.
But
so we
I'm gonna say that they're saying we have 4.
Yeah, I think it's probably like 7 to 10.
I would say at least. I think that there's a number of families, and depending on how if it's individuals or what.
Or if it's split between 3 siblings.
Like who are our 4 that they say?
I don't think they name them. Obviously, Warren Buffett's one of them.
Yeah, but like good David Scott and his siblings and
Henry
Davis.
Davis is one of them.
I mean, the Blumpkins could be the
like, does Joe Ricketts still count?
Simons.
Because if you look, like Wyoming is listed as -2 here, and I thought Ricketts lived there. And then if you go to, they got 7 on Wyoming here. I saw one other.
Tax purposes.
Yeah, because they have no state income tax, and they have really nice ranches. So when you spend 6 months in one day in Wyoming, and have a cool ranch, and then the rest of the time you go everywhere.
The Lordson family. Like, I mean.
Yeah, who's a billionaire? Yeah, and are they, when you break them up into individuals?
How do they?
None of them is, but but I agree with you.
I think they do a good job of.
I think we had way
just
more
not advertising it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 15, and I know that's high, but
Iowa has 1. Would that be Greg Abel? Or is he not quite a billionaire on here? Because don't they have? I think Iowa has some other business guy that became a billionaire.
Yeah, like where's the Cokes?
There would be in Kansas.
Well, if you went to Fortune, or what is it? It's a Fortune, Fortune, yeah.
So it says data
here.
Forbes. It comes from Forbes. They get their information from Forbes.
30 seconds.
Which that's Forbes, the Forbes 400. The Forbes does the rich people. Fortune does the big companies, and Forbes does the rich people.
Billionaires that live in Nebraska.
That's okay. I think it's a little bit of a divisive film. Like, I really, really like it.
Oh, is that the buckle?
Yeah.
Daniel Hirschfeld.
Here we go.
Okay. Oh, so there's a Carney guy that they think is a billionaire, huh?
That's kind of something fun. It's public.
Rosie, we don't care who you love. You can love anyone you want. All right, welcome back to the show. This is Jeff Beals. I'm sitting next to Trenton Magid, and we are the host of Grow Omaha, the area's only show that talks about the growth and development of your favorite city. We're brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with Cheer Athletics. And when we talk about Cheer Athletics, we're talking about one of the best ways to get your kids involved for learning communication, teamwork, leadership, how to be competitive in a sportsmanlike way. Love Cheer Athletics. There are about 18 of them in the world, and the most important one is located right here in the Omaha metro area, southwest of Highways 50 and 370 in beautiful Papillion, Nebraska. Well, we've got a little more news updates. The first one, we'll just kind of get this out of the way because no one would say this topic is the most sexy, glamorous, exciting one, but it's important. Two national firms this week, Trenton, issued high bond ratings for the city of Omaha. S&P Global and Moody's gave us really nice marks, and we got to hear I'm going to share with you some of the reasons.
This is not easy to get, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's very, very important because it keeps our our bonds in good condition.
Fiscally responsibility gives us more money for things.
Yeah. So S&P said Omaha's position as a premier economic center in Nebraska, its history of healthy operating performance, its sizable reserve balances, prudent financial management practices, and long-term planning for capital and infrastructure needs were really desirable and had an impact on us getting their positive rating. Similarly, Moody's cited Omaha's role as the economic hub of Nebraska and said its outlook reflects an expectation that Omaha will continue to benefit from long-standing institutions like Offutt Air Force Base, UNMC, Creighton University, and multiple Fortune 500 companies.
Solid job base.
All right, so enough talking about bond ratings, but it's important to know that they're good and you can feel good about that.
If we pay less interest on all of our borrowings, then we're good.
Yeah, that's a fair point. All right, let's talk about Epley a little bit. Epley Airport, as you know, is undergoing a $1 billion transformation. That includes the glass-covered and redone front driveway, which is done. And it also includes the terminal expansion, modernization, and all-around upgrade. A couple comments first, and then we have a little news peg related to all of this. The first comment, some people say, if the glass cover is done and the new driveways have been created in front of the airport, how come we still have to do passenger drop-off and pickup on the first floor of the garage? And the reason for that is the airport authority is not going to open the full frontal drive area until the central pavilion building is constructed. That's probably a year away. And so you still have one more year of drop-offs and pickups on the first floor of that parking garage. The only thing they are doing underneath the glass canopy right now is they are allowing shuttle buses to pick up and drop off people. But other than that, they don't want a lot of traffic right next to where they're building the big front entrance.
I think they're doing a great job coordinating it. I think people are used to it that travel frequently. And you can still stay in the cell phone lots until your friend gets off the plane or whatever, and then pull right into the garage to pick them up.
Yeah, it works pretty well. And kudos to the airport authority because it is so easy to get through there even during construction. I was thinking it was going to be a nightmare when this construction was going on. And it can be confusing, but people are moving through there a lot better than I anticipated when all of this was first announced. And, we still have another year or two of construction left.
You and I both travel nationally and internationally. And if you go through, like in the last couple of months, I've been through Dallas and Miami and some others. And the difference is that we have human wayfinders on stools that ask people where they want to go. They explain how the midsection is cut off and whether you want to be on the north or the south. So kudos to Omaha Epley Airfield that we are punching above our wait, as they say.
And all this construction work will pay off because I'm looking at an aerial right now that the Airport Authority shot just within the last couple weeks. And
it's on the Grow Omaha website.
You can really see that long corridor coming together. So it's coming along nicely. Here's the news angle this week. U.S. Representative Don Bacon out of Nebraska, who represents the Omaha area, has secured a $7 million grant to help with the international arrivals component of this new airport. We've talked about this before, but the new airport terminal will have a federal inspection services facility for scheduled international arrivals. Not just like, oh, we've got a charter. We're already an international airport because we can take international charters.
International airfield.
But we're going to get scheduled international flights, most likely, probably about a 99% chance. There will be a sterile corridor, as they call it, once you get off the plane, which means
it's hermetically sealed, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't go anywhere other than straight to the customs area. So all of that's going to happen. And kudos to Congressman Bacon for working on that. The international arrivals part will be about the last thing completed in 2028. We'll be using a lot of the new terminal on other parts of the building long before that international arrivals thing opens. And by the way, the highly, highly, highly most likely first scheduled international flight will probably be Cancun in Mexico because
makes sense.
In the winter, we already in Omaha average about 150 passengers a day between Omaha and Cancun. So that will almost certainly happen. One last thing before we wrap up this segment. Omaha Public Power District held a ribbon cutting this week for the new Turtle Creek Station at 168th and Fairview Road in Sarpy County. For some of you, this may not mean anything, but it's a 450 megawatt plant, which is a lot.
It's getting up there.
And we need it. And it is fueled by natural gas. And so that's a nice addition. And then within the next few weeks, OPPD expects to bring online a 150 megawatt gas-fired plant really close to 120th and Military. So Trenton, a couple things about this. One, very important because we have growing population and we also have a lot of data centers.
No question about it. When we talked about at the top of the show going to Vallis Pumpkin Patch, if you drive south on 180th Street to get right there, you see these huge high-tension lines. And it's amazing how big those are. And I'm sure they're built for additional capacity in the future.
And that is the wrap-up of this segment. And so we have 2 segments to go, and each one of them has something special planned in the next segment. We're going to be talking about billionaires in Nebraska, among other things. So stay with us. You're listening to Jeff and Trenton on Grow Omaha, brought to you by Cheer Athletics, along with Dingman's Collision Center on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
How'd you like to be in one of those houses right on 180th at the entrance to Vallis?
Oh, God.
For that 60 days?
Because some of those days, like on the weekends, a line of cars will
Well, what is it? How many cars they can hold? Because it's got to be thousands.
Well, because they also have like the overflow lot.
Yeah, did you see those parking? Like it's all done very nicely. Tim definitely reinvests in it. I'm sure he's making bank.
They put a lot of money.
He's got 3 daughters.
Every year they put a lot of money in. But like I said, last year was the first year I didn't go in a long time. I like it.
Are you gonna go this year?
Probably. Yeah, probably stop by.
We went about 4 o'clock yesterday, which was smart.
Then how long did you stay?
About 3.5 hours.
4:15.
You're crazy.
Yeah, that's go on.
I could see.
Well, we almost
people would have
we didn't see the barbecue, Ethan's barbecue. You know that backside that looks newer, that has the cider house or whatever.
Yeah, I've been there.
With the water. It's beautiful. I mean, the structure. I want to look at their tax base. I mean, what were they? They were fighting about. It was an annexation, or what were they fighting a couple of years ago? I think.
Oh, it to be annexed by
You thought it was an
because remember,
average
Gretna
movie.
wanted
And to me,
they wanted to annex so they could
score.
capture that
I wouldn't hail it
Walmart
as a cinematic.
that's on the west side of
Man of Steel
I-80 there.
But that place is
there were really good
freaking
parts of it.
we didn't go in that big. Have you been in that big yellow building with the? I just saw a picture online where they're like shooting balls or whatever.
When the kids were little, they loved that.
What are they shooting out of the? What are they shooting out of that orange thing with the tube?
The big cannon?
Yeah.
I think they're apples.
Are they apples?
James
Yeah.
Gunn Superman film
Waste of
felt
food.
like a movie.
The people
about
starving in
Clark
gallons
Kent
of shooting apples.
versus Man of Steel.
Although
felt more
you don't
about
truly
Kal-El
waste food
than it did Clark Kent.
because it goes into the soil and creates better plants next
Those
year.
are cool. The structures, the barns. I'm sure they moved some of them there from other places, but
I'm really criticizing the
Well, like
film
the pie barn and all those, they opened several years ago. I remember that was a pretty big construction project.
but I mean, you think these would be like they're not temporary buildings, but I mean, the lady at the front said there's 1,500 seasonal employees. Not everybody there at one time, but
Yeah, a couple of years ago, there was some woman that was like retirement age, and we went to we were kind of closing the place out on a weeknight. And we were going to get ice cream before the ice cream place closed. There was hardly anyone in there, and I was just talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I do this every year
right off the bat.
because it's
a
fun."
lot of elderly people.
Yeah.
It felt like
Actually,
DC,
no, she's probably only like maybe 70 or something.
The Alfred S is 15 years. It was interesting.
But she does it every year. Looks forward to it.
When Jan Valla died,
it feels more.
it was like beginning of September of 21. They closed for 4 days. That's I understand. I mean, it's a hell of a tribute, but that had to be expensive.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I think they're going to come out similar time
to lose someone like that, right?
I mean, of all the,
yeah.
of all
When
the
they're only
films,
open
But it was her
2 months.
husband's dream. Originally, he wanted to do like a strawberry thing for kids, and then they just somehow they decided just a little bit of pumpkins. They just took over. And now they have 55 acres of pumpkins.
Well, and it's good. It's
not
good
really
All
for
that private label
kind of
stuff,
an anti-hero.
asparagus,
but they were
Well,
making
then
their boss fight it
every
after.
year
the
now-
breweries, the brewery. Because they make the cider. You can go into the cider house, whatever, and look down, and it has all the brew equipment,
Oh,
some of the
I
older
know.
ones.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Is that
Because
new?
engineer-
Is that new?
Well, it's in that building where the has the what do you call it, the
I guess they
wheel?
needed
Oh, the
someone
water
who
wheel?
was
Yeah.
C-list that he could beat up.
And
and have no
that's
problem with.
blurry in my head. Yeah, we'll probably go this fall. But yeah, when the kids were little, we had a blast there because it was fun just watching them enjoy it, and then I would I'd get into some of it too, and then a couple times Steph and I have just gone by ourselves like an evening, and it's just fun.
I think there's a soft opening. You go to pig races and stuff.
I've seen those before. Yeah.
But I think like
I'm a sucker for a good pig race.
you can see the full moon last night, but it's in this building.
Do you
Have you seen
even
this?
remember who the engineer is in Superman? Yeah, it's the lady who has all the digital crap. They tried to set.
I don't know. They keep adding stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they're doing a good job of making the
He flew
buildings
up into
match.
space to
Here,
basically
let's
get
kinda
all
go
the
with each other.
nanobots off or whatnot. That's what I mean. You can't even.
And all
remember
around
who she
there,
was
they
in the movie.
had like 3
Shows
live
you how
stages
memorable
with
she was.
guitarists
I
and
thought
Yeah. But it's a tourism thing.
and the
People come from out of town.
and the trees are.
People come from out of town. But I can distinctly remember a conversation with you last year. You were like, "Oh, I wouldn't go there."
slapstick thing.
Amy's trainer was talking it up, so I'm like, okay, fine.
It's
I'll
worth
explain
going.
who the authority is to you.
And when you don't want to go though,
Because,
is
but the fact that I have to
like,
explain it to you and
the
it's going to
Verena?
take more than a minute
like
and
when
a
our
half.
dad or when
Shows you why
when
they
a
shouldn't
lot
put
of
them
like
in.
the school groups go.
Yeah.
Because there was one time where the kids went for
But there were other things I
field
did
trip
like. I mean,
when they were
Wendell
in
Pierce
elementary
was very
school,
wide.
and
Oh my God.
we parents were encouraged to go, and I
Why
went one
they
time,
put
and it was
Canada
just
in the movie, I don't know.
frickin'
Sure, why not?
frickin'
It was definitely birth
I did not
control. I
like
mean,
third graders.
I actually had
third
it
graders
in-
everywhere.
This guy who's
I had one like
girl
toddler
wants
like
to
grab my
girl,
leg
felt
like he thought I was his dad. So I'm like, I'm not your father. But I have
I deny paternity.
I do have an appreciation for all the parents out there that what you go through, because it's like if these kids want everything on the.
It's expensive. But you know what's also nice is when your kids get to that age, like when they're little, and toddlers and 4-year-olds, you got to hang on to them because they can get lost. But once they get to be like in a couple years into elementary school, you can like stick together with your friend and don't get injured, and they can go enjoy it. And you can just kind of
just like the penguin.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't interested in that
Yes.
either.
and eat pie.
This is one sign that
In the
probably
pie barn.
I heard it's good, but
should probably be
how many
taken
mom
down.
shows do I need?
Of course, this is the first.
No, it's like
I don't know.
Of course, I had to take a
If
picture
they're
next
good
to it.
mop shows, I don't know if you can have too many good mop shows.
20 seconds. I hate the mafia in general anyway. So
Probably not
I think
a.
you're supposed to.
well, yeah. That's
Your
why
Honor?
That's why I don't like the Godfather movies or any
Said
of
at
those
least.
crime epics. 10 seconds, boys.
And apologize for anything less.
It's a good thing Grow Omaha's the best.
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals here, sitting next to Trenton Magid. We are brought to you by Cheer Athletics along with Dingman's Collision Center. Dingman's is Best of Omaha award winner very, very frequently because they do such a great job taking care of your car. And normally when you think of Dingman's, you think, okay, auto body repair. So if you're in an accident, God forbid, or you get a door ding or a scratch, hail damage, yes. They do all that, and nobody in town does a better job of it, and there's nowhere else I would go for that. But also, they do have some mechanical services as well, Trenton.
Yes, sir. 120th and West Maple Road, right next to the auto body. And they are, you just go there, free estimates, and they'll take care of you.
Yeah, Dingman's Collision Center, 4 metro area locations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Noddle Companies Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week, brought to you by Noddle Companies, a premier Omaha real estate development firm doing projects in and around Omaha and, frankly, all over the country here in town. Noddle Companies is famous for Exarban Village, the Builders District. They got an amazing medical campus west of Village Point. Noddle Companies also is building a very impressive mixed-use development as part of Gretna Landing, northwest of 192nd and Highway 370 in fast-growing Gretna. So Noddle Companies does it all. And today we're going to talk about a certain Noddle Companies project. It is the Builders District. And the Builders District is that area just a little bit west of Charles Schwab Field and north of Interstate 80, east of Creighton University in North Downtown. And in the Builders District, kind of the corporate anchor is Kiewit's World Headquarters, but we also have a lot of other things in that area. And I'm looking at a map right now of the Builders District, and there's a lot more to come there. We know that pretty soon, very soon, the city of Omaha is going to be building a parking garage, which will be about a block or two south of the Kiewit headquarters, if you can picture that. The area is now fenced in, and that's getting
Millwork
close.
Commons?
Millwork Commons is a little bit to the northeast. That's more north.
That's a different parking garage?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point, Trenton. They're getting one as well. So there'll be one on the east side of Millwork Commons and one on the little more medium to south side of the Builders District. But Builders District and Millwork Commons are next door neighbors.
Well, in addition to the mass timber building that Noddle completed and is getting tenants in and can use some more tenants, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a hotel there and more apartments and things like that.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a condo either. Noddle Companies has already built a little pocket park that is just west of the Kiewit complex. So call it between 16th and 17th Street. It's done, but it's not really open very much to the public. It's my understanding that there's going to be a lot built around it, and then it will integrate with the things that are going to be built.
And what's really important, all these developments we talk about, even the Civic Square District where the Civic Auditorium used to be, Millwork Commons, the Builders District, they talk to each other, and the city wants connectivity, and so people aren't just going to these islands, right? They want connectivity throughout that area.
Absolutely. And that is your Noddle Companies Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week, noddlecompanies.com. Well, this is going to be a little bit fun to talk about, Trenton. We're going to talk about exceptionally, extremely, rarely wealthy people. And another way to refer to these folks is billionaires. Yes. So there are a lot of billionaires in the United States. You might be familiar with the Forbes 400, which lists the known 400 richest people in the world. And I'm looking at a couple different websites from visualcapitalist.com. They do some really interesting things. I read a lot of the reports at visualcapitalist.com. And there are a couple of them that have been released fairly recently that involve billionaires. And the first one is the number of billionaires in each state. Now, Nebraska, according to this, has 4 billionaires. Now, it might not seem like a lot, but that is more than Kansas or Iowa. There's one in South Dakota, one in North Dakota. Missouri has 8. Colorado has 13. Wyoming has 7 because of the no state income tax, presumably.
Well, I will bet less than $1 billion that we have. I'm going to go with the over/under of 10. What would you? So what we're saying is,
the real number.
The real number in Nebraska. Now, one name that people don't really talk about that I haven't heard, but it makes sense, is the owner of the Buckle, which is Daniel Hirschfeld in Kearney,
Nebraska.
And that's news to me. I'm not surprised at all. Henry Davis of Great Omaha Packing, he's really risen in the ranks as far as billionaires. I think it showed in the paper it was like $3.2 billion not too long ago. And obviously Warren Buffett is $100 billion plus, but he's been giving away a lot of it. But there are a lot of families, and depending on how you break it up, Walter Scott obviously is no longer with us, but he obviously had several $1 billion. So
he was a billionaire. Someone has that money.
Yeah, that money's still, a lot of that's still here, and so we don't know the true number because a lot of it's family money and private holding company and stuff. But you can certainly imagine what it is and kind of look online and stuff like that. But do you think it's more than 10 or less than 10?
I'm going to say, because I'm with you. I believe there are really more billionaires than we think, and probably in almost every state. That's the truth. I'm going to say the real number is 8.
Okay, so you're taking the under.
Yeah, pulled that out of just my backside. But I'm gonna say that it's 8. I do believe it's more than the 4 that's reported here. But then, like you say, that like we were saying earlier, sometimes the extended family could together certainly be billionaires, but it's broken up among adult siblings, so technically not any one of them is a billionaire. So there could be a lot of those situations.
The good news is a lot of that money stays local, and a lot of foundations. The Doherty Foundation is one that gets some press, but should probably get more. Certainly the Logier family, they should be on that list as well, but you don't see that published very often.
So the state with the most billionaires is California with 199. New York is second with 136. Florida third at 117, and Texas fourth at 83. One other thing from Visual Capitalist before we take our final break of the hour. There was another map that they provided, and it said states adding or losing billionaires between 2015 and 2025. According to this map, Nebraska is up 2 billionaires today from what we had in 2015. Again, I'm surprised. I'm not entirely sure about that because I thought we had 3 or 4 even back then. But who knows? According to this, we have gained 2. Most states have gained some, but some states like Idaho, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, West Virginia, and New Jersey have lost billionaires.
That's got to be expensive for those states.
And that is the wrap-up for this segment of the show. And you know what that means. When we come back, it'll be time for your Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we give you a lot of retail and restaurant news in a very quick amount of time. So stay with us. Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round is coming up. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's, along with Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
So as far as Dean Hodges,
He opens
Monday. I think it's soft opening. I'm sure it'll be crazy this weekend, but I bet you people could get free food if they wanted it.
On the grand opening, they do get free food.
On Monday?
In fact, I'm going to mention that.
What's open?
Today, 11 to 2.
The second Hawaiian Brothers restaurant.
Oh, okay.
You think? I can't tell if it's an invitation. Free food tomorrow. I assume that's food. Tomorrow, 11 to 2 and 5 8 should be crazy. I'll take that as an invitation, but I probably won't go.
How much is the free food worth it?
Yeah.
How much does that free food matter to you? Okay, where are we at here?
I wonder what's in our old building now.
Every time I drive by, sometimes I drive by, it looks like there's activity, but the last 2 times I've driven by, there was no cars.
How long ago did we sell that?
It would have been, it would have been 26, spring or summer of 2016.
We'll have about 4.5 minutes.
4.5, okay.
We left in February
of 16, yeah.
Can you believe it? It's been almost 10 years.
Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, we need this. And where is, we don't need that anymore.
Like time just flies. It doesn't matter if you're having fun or not.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I think if you're in prison, it goes by pretty slowly.
Wouldn't know. Don't want to know. You have a story you want to tell?
But I've thought
Those
about
aren't pillows.
I've imagined it.
30 seconds. There's a documentary coming out. Not John. Yeah, about John Candy.
John
Candy.
Oh, John Candy.
I think it's called I Like
John
All
I.
right,
Candy.
10 seconds. Line from.
He did a lot of great things for people, like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
They're real kind souls.
Really want to know what's happening in Washington? Then don't miss Verdict with Ted Cruz tomorrow night at 8, right here on News Radio 1110.
It's the Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we talk about a lot of things super fast. Thank you to Perkins Kreitzer Construction for making it possible. Dave Kreitzer is the leader there, and a lot of times Dave will send us little things that they're working on, sometimes big things, that actually make it in to the Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round. In recent weeks, we've talked about them building a jewelry store in Village Point, about building a new event space that will be in North Downtown, taking over the former Urban Outfitters space. And we've also recently talked about the Popeyes restaurant building southeast of 168th and Maple that's under construction. A lot of people ask about that one. It is still under construction. Popeyes has changed a lot during the process, but it is still on target to open this fall, getting really close. But PC, Perkins Kreitzer Construction, they do a great job. If you're thinking about building, whether it's from the ground up building of any size or an interior renovation of a retail or office bay, give them a call or find them online at p-cconstruction.com. That's p-cconstruction.com. Hawaiian Brothers will open its second Omaha restaurant Monday, September 8th. A lot of fans of that chain are looking forward to it. The address is 704 North 114th in Miracle Hills, and the grand opening Monday is at 11 o'clock. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, first 100 customers in line get a free T-shirt and a Hawaiian Brothers gift card that could, on the small end, be $25 or the high end, $500.
Wow. I love Hawaiian Brothers, and the Hodges family that own those in Omaha do a wonderful job with their restaurants.
And this is a restaurant that is out of Kansas City. And Trenton's talking about the local franchisee, but it's known for the Hawaiian plate lunch, which is chicken or pork, macaroni salad, a bed of steamed rice, veggies, and Dole soft serve for dessert.
And you can even get fried Spam there.
Sign me up. All right, couple other things. Construction has started on a Dairy Queen store, 132nd and Millard Avenue. Former Paul's Millard Sinclair will be a Dairy Queen. And then we have a second location of BBQ Chicken. It is opened at 1028 South 74th Plaza, which is 74th and Pacific, in the former Curry Indian restaurant. It's next to an existing Eileen Cookies. But BBQ Chicken is out of Seoul, South Korea, all over the country. And like I said, second location. Their first one in Omaha is on 132nd Street, just a little north of Center. All right, moving right along, La Plaza Fiesta, a Sioux Falls, South Dakota-based Mexican restaurant, has now opened its first Omaha restaurant, 124th and West Center in the former El Vallarta, former McAllister's, former Hooters space in Westwood Plaza, known for margaritas and scratch-made menu. And if you're looking for a new Mexican place, you might want to give them a try. Holy Grounds Coffee House and Gifts opened last month, 194th and Harrison Street. It is a faith-based coffee shop and gift store that sources locally roasted coffee and offers cafe fare alongside a retail selection.
Maddie Grave and I sold that land.
Oh, you sold that land to Holy Grounds?
Yeah, it's a beautiful building. Go check it out. Really nice operator.
The Peregrine Hotel at 18th and Douglas Street downtown plans to launch 2 new dining concepts in late October. One of them is the Perch Rooftop, which will open on top of the building. It'll be open year-round. They've had a rooftop up there, but I'm not so sure it's been open a lot.
You and I have been up there together.
When it was brand new.
Right.
And then they also have a restaurant called the Gilded Feather, a full-service restaurant that will be on the lower level. Paper Crane Books and Tattoo plans to open Saturday, September 27th at 735 North 120th Street. This is a unique place.
Yes, it is.
It is an indie bookstore and licensed tattoo and piercing studio in one. You don't see that every day.
Never been done before.
Probably not. Another place that is kind of interesting is the Cannabis Factory. And it's not interesting because it's unique. There's a lot of them in town.
We need more.
But the Cannabis Factory at 3434 South 84th Street in the Westgate area in a former Omaha Fire Department hazmat facility is unique because they'll have a 24-hour drive-through window. So if you have certain needs for whatever type of cannabis is legal to sell here in Nebraska,
Even though it's not technically legal.
you can drive right up and get some. And finally, Omaha Restaurant Week coming up will take place September 12th through 21. Keep your eyes open for details about that if you want to try a lot of different places. And with that, we're done. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Magid.
You have been listening to Grow Omaha. It is brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with Cheer Athletics. We'll chat with you next week at 9 o'clock right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.